Okay, this is 5:47. So if you have any question, you can ask me later, and also you can send me email. Another thing I want to talk, because I taught 589 in the summer, so I want to mention this a little bit. I think we changed a few years back. So in the past, we do 589 in the summer, then we do 597 in fall, like back to back. And so usually this session, we actually have another professor talk about 597. So usually we need a lot of time. Okay, then I don't know when we change. So 597 is in spring 2005. Okay. So here is the deal. I think I mentioned that in summer, but in case you forgot, I think me and Ning, right? We are the one teaching taught 589. And if you got a B or better, grade B or better, 597 instructor will accept your proposal without any change required. That's it. The instructor will honor the scope of the work. So first week of 597, you just email the proposal. Okay, so if they ask me, I'll send. Sometimes they ask you, they trust you. Okay, and I have it. But if they want, you just email the final version you send to me. You send to the instructor. Okay, and so your work will be evaluated based on the proposal, the scope of work defined in the proposal. Don't worry about it. Otherwise, it's not fair, right? So the consistency. But there's no way we can guarantee same professor, teach, in 2 years. So if you know how we do schedule, it's impossible. Okay, so this is number one. Number two, I'm going to be honest with you. Most of the proposal you got probably not going to be your final one. The reason is very simple. You have like 3 weeks, right? Summer, rushed, right? And you just figure out what I'm going to do. Okay, you think you got the best requirement? Probably not, right? You got some idea, When you start to really do the implementation, it's going to be different. When do you know the least? When do you know the least of your project? This is true. This is a one-person project, same idea. For any project, when do you know the least? In the beginning, you know the least, but I ask you to make all the commitment. That's stupid. That's why we have Agile, right? We need to have feedback. Week 2, you know more or less compared to week 1. You know more. And not less. Well, we know our capability will be better. Communicate with customer. Okay, that's what they want. Oh, we're missing this. You know a little bit more, right? When do you know the most? Yeah. Then everything's done. Okay, what's the smart way to do? Because we don't know everything, so we got feedback. Right? So that's why you have a review, you have a milestone, you have retrospective. Why the hell we do that? We learn, we use what we learn, we modify, we adopt. Common sense. Same thing. You know the least about yourself. You think you really know you? I don't know. Most of you underestimate your potential. Okay, you know the least. You come up with something. You read somewhere or you have some idea. But still, right? It's a guess. It's an educated guess. And when you start to worry, you find out it's probably it's a lot tougher. Actually, maybe you should do this a little bit differently. There's a better way, or this is probably going to happen. If it's minor, if it's a minor change, okay, usually probably, I don't know, not a big deal. Okay, so you just do it. If it's minor, it's judgment call. If you think it's significant, particularly if it deviates a lot from your proposal work, the proposal, then you need to talk to the instructor of 597, not me. As long as we don't have a sheet. As long as he approve, that's fine. I don't think you need to resubmit a proposal. Okay, document, but it might not be a bad idea for your part, document that. Send an email confirming. Okay, and I'm gonna give you advice, just like any software team, always control the expectation. Do more with less. Understand what's minimum, what's extra, what's, it's good. But, I make sure this is what I'm going to do. If I have time, I'll do this. If I really have time, I'll do this. Future work. Okay, you can package your project a little better with future work. More work is not implement this part, right? And hey, but I have a vision of a good view. That's part of your project. Another thing, I'm going to be honest with you. No one going to expect a commercial product. I don't care how simple your thing is. Never going to happen. Okay, because it's commercial means all the system, you have to do all the tests, every situation, forget about it. You pretty much do a demo. You pretty much demonstrate feasibility. There are a lot of things you can do with the demo. And you are going to do a demo anyway. Okay, so, there are ways to manage your project. Okay, so those are actually, I think, are very important. Another suggestion I'll give you is, and remember the report, you have to write a project report. Don't write a report until you finish everything. You start writing. It's better because the report is basically the most important part for your grade. So I will say, when you start, have an outline of the project, right? There's the template, right? You all have a template, section 1, chapter 1, 2, different section. So you have a structure. You do this, build it up incrementally. You're doing something, just edit. Sometimes, you try to develop something, come up with some interesting idea, right? And document that. That could be part of the good stuff in your report. If you do it, then you forget. And also you have to rush. I think you can use ChatGPT to revise the grammar, syntax. I don't know what's the policy. In my class, use whatever you can. Because this should be part of the learning. When you work, I think they allow you to use ChatGPT, right? As long as they don't. Okay. This is universal. This is universal. So we basically, try to see if you use ChatGPT, that's fine. But we need to come up with a problem that, so hopefully make this learning. So for the report, my recommendation is, have an outline, build it up incrementally. Okay, and at the end, make sure that someone check the the writing is important because that's how it's going to be graded. It's a demo should work. Excellent, a good presentable report usually give you A. Okay, if something happened, you encounter some problem, but you suffer risk management. Remember, I also say what could go wrong. What could go wrong? Don't wait. If something happens, you basically what you should do is, particularly for project, this is an approach of risk management. You look at all things. What are the most difficult ones? Try attack that first. Critical path. What is one factor affect your time, your schedule go achieve? You all know what's the critical path, right? You look at a task on critical path. Is there anything uncertain? If there's some uncertain stuff, the schedule is very difficult. If everything, I can do this, then this is easy. Okay, do that because what's the purpose? If you cannot do it, hey, you can change the scope. If it's end of April, it's too late. If it's late February, early enough. That makes sense? Because the goal is to graduate on time. Okay, so otherwise you're gonna have to delay, and then but while I know if you work, this is gonna be a headache. So my suggestion or recommendation is get it done, and in spring. Final last advice: if you have some time in fall, okay, nothing says you cannot work on your project. You can start working on your project this fall, right? Just document, so this will give you more time in spring. Okay, so in a way, because as I mentioned before, you got a B or better, that will be accepted. So you're not wasting anything. Okay. Okay, any